Cool. So right now we're gonna have a Would You Rather segment, the Russell Westbrook edition, because it's been some people just they've been throwing a lot of dirt on Russ's name. Some understandable, some is just like, okay, it's kind of exceeding. So we're gonna compare Russ right now just to some players around the league and a prime Russell.
Oh, like you mean right now? Oh, okay.
Yeah, right now and prime versions.
And
so shout out to my guys over at what's that podcast I watched? Pick a Side podcast. This is where I got the idea from. They do this Would You Rather, and it's pretty cool. So the Would You Rather Westbrook edition. Would you rather Russell Westbrook or Jalen Brunson?
Right now?
Right now. No, not as far as like leading my team like for years. Just who'd you rather one season going forward, best player on your team?
Well, best player on the team.
Like, okay, not best player on the team, but just who'd you rather like just on your team? Like if you constructing the team and something like that.
Jalen Brunson, give him to me.
Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, Jalen Brunson.
Give me Russell Westbrook, man. Give me Russell Westbrook. All right. Russell Westbrook or Lonzo Ball?
You said not best player on the team or best player on the team?
Not best player on the team. Just
Lonzo Ball. I know it's about to get started. Some people about to, hey, Russ fans, if you listening, anybody out there, yeah, I'm sorry, but it's about to get disrespectful. All right. But
all right,
this is with all due respect. With all due respect.
Okay.
But yeah.
Russ Westbrook or Tyus Jones? Give me Russell Westbrook, man. Give me Russell Westbrook. I'm sorry. I know Tyus Jones takes care of the ball. He doesn't make mistakes. He doesn't play wild, but Russell Westbrook still a beast.
He just got signed. Who just signed him right now? I'm tripping right now. The Grizzlies signed him? No. He just was on the Grizzlies. He's a free agent still, or what? Who signed him? I could have sworn somebody signed that Tyus.
No, somebody did.
Man,
yeah, he re-signed with the Grizzlies. 2 year.
If I have complete control over I could play Russ wherever I want to and however I want to, then yeah, give me Russ. So yeah, okay. I guess it's I guess give me Russ.
All right.
Because I'm having Russ come off the bench on my team. That's what I'm having to do. So, but yeah.
All right. Russell Westbrook or Ben Simmons?
God damn. Give me Russell Westbrook. Give me Russell Westbrook.
Give me Russ, man. All I know is as bad as Westbrook is as a shooter, Westbrook ain't a hoe. That's one thing I can say.
It was funny is if you had asked me this if you had asked me this maybe
a year and a half ago,
maybe 3 years ago, I might have said Ben Simmons. But I don't trust this man. I trust this man even less than Westbrook. And Westbrook, I don't trust Westbrook on the court, but I trust Westbrook to be on the court.
Exactly.
I don't even trust.
He gonna be on the court. He gonna be on the court and he gonna do something on the court. Now, is it gonna be good? We don't know. But he gonna be out there.
Yeah, but with Simmons, Simmons has his question marks in the playoffs as well, and he has those issues he doesn't shoot. Yeah, he doesn't shoot, so he doesn't miss a lot of shots, but he's still that free throw shooting thing is we have not seen that go away. And I talk about Russ's decline in free throw shooting. Well, if I'm gonna talk about his decline in free throw shooting, but I got to talk about what Ben Simmons' free throw shooting has always been bad. So
And the thing I will say about Russ, even with his decline in free throw shooting, when I watch him in the clutch, he makes him in the clutch. I will give him credit for that. When I watch him in clutch games, he makes his free throws in the clutch, and he's never and I never other than this season, I never seen him scared to It was times this season he was kind of just scared to hoop. I like Russ. I'd rather see you get like 7-8 turnovers, bro. Honestly, than playing scared sometimes that he was playing this year. But
and we would never see Russ pass up a dunk. He might blow the dunk or miss the layup.
Yeah,
but he ain't gonna pass up a dunk over. Yeah, that ain't happening, right?
Yeah,
and so but like, yeah, I just don't. I don't trust. I don't even know what to think of Ben Simmons right now until I see this man back on the basketball court playing consistently, like playing games. Until I see that and like what he looks like and. Because I don't know, just like it's just a really weird situation with him right now. I wouldn't even want to touch him. And so Russ, yeah, give me Russ.
All right, I got two more for you. Russ Westbrook or Fred VanVleet?
Fred VanVleet. Give me Drake.
If
you were the Lakers right now, and you could have had Fred VanVleet last season instead of Russ, you would have rather have him. You know you would.
If I was the Lakers, I'd rather have Fred VanVleet.
Yeah, if you were the Lakers, y'all would have won more games. Y'all would have probably would have been a playoff team probably.
Mm-hmm. True that, but I think that. But the thing is that doesn't necessarily mean that Fred VanVleet is better than Russ. That means he's a better fit.
Well, remember, you said it doesn't have to be the best player on the team.
But because I would say, okay, but look, I would say, like, I watched Fred VanVleet in the playoff series versus
the Sixers.
And like they were doing a number on him, and I know, if Russ was in his position, he would have been. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like he would have been more productive. I would think, but that's just me. But
I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think if Russ is on the, I think that the Sixers win a series even easier. I think like they win it probably in 5 instead of 6. I'm just be honest. I don't think it goes 6 games. I think when he was I
don't think it's not because of VanVleet though.
Well, no, but like you don't like the way that they can just like they can disrespect Russ a lot more than they can disrespect VanVleet, and like on defensive side.
Yeah. I got you. Okay, and the last one, Russ Westbrook or DeJounte Murray?
DeJounte Murray, 100%, absolutely. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say he's better. I'm gonna say he's straight up just better right now. Yeah,
give me DeJounte. I think it's. The only thing, just a small part of me just feels that this past season for Russ was kind of like an anomaly, but we have yet to see. But DeJounte Murray was a beast this year. Not gonna lie, he's still not a shooter, but his mid range game and everything.
I would say give me DeJounte Murray over Russ last year too. I mean, like when he was with the Wizards.
No, you tripping? No, you tripping?
Yeah,
no, you tripping?
No, you tripping? You tripping, man.
Nah, you tripping.
His season with the Wizards. That season, you overrating that season right now. You saying that he was really good?
No, I'm not overrating the season, but comparing it to DeJounte Murray on the Spurs and
DeJounte Murray this season was better than Russ with the Wizards.
I mean, if you take into account like defense, okay, maybe because DeJounte Murray is a really good defender, but. No, sir. I saw Russ Westbrook single-handedly lead that team to the playoffs. Like, and Bradley Beal was out or struggling.
Single-handedly, nah.
Well, they had to go through the play-in and everything, but like he brought them like they were out. They were out of there, and the run he went on,
but they were out of there. In part because of
no. Don't give me that. They had the worst COVID situation in the league. I don't know who was playing. Russ wasn't playing. Bradley Beal wasn't playing. Their record was trash and everything. Like they were struggling. They were out of there. It was straight COVID. I remember that. And then out of nowhere, they just started hooping, and it was all because of Westbrook. Daniel Gafford was having like a career year. I mean. And Westbrook was we had like 20-some rebounds, 20-some assists. Like, I know Westbrook gonna stuff the stat sheet, but it was he was playing like the second half of that year. He was playing magnificent, and he like basically single handedly put that team in playoff position, and they ended up making the playoffs. And I think they won the game in the playoffs. But right now, give me DeJounte Murray. Now, if you compare it to another year, that Westbrook was a monster. But right now, I think I really have DeJounte because I really like how he hooped this season. He was a beast. But so all time, I mean, we talked about this yesterday.
Briefly,
all time, would you rather Russell Westbrook or Carmelo Anthony?
So for me, like just having them on my team at their very best,
The very best.
At their very best, I'd rather have Carmelo. Now, who do I think would I rank as a better player all time? I would rank Westbrook as a better player all time. Who would I rather have on my team if I'm trying to like I'm getting this player on my team and I got to find a way to build around them and make it work and we're going to try and win a championship, or I'm adding him to my core and I'm going to add other players, or he's just whatever. He's on my squad. I gotta have one of the two at the best. I'm going with Melo. I feel like I'd have a better chance of trying to make it work, add pieces, and try and contend or try and get to the finals with Melo at his very best than I would with Russ.
Okay, what if they're the best player in your team in their prime? Who'd you rather have? I think you said that. I think you said Russ.
They're the best player on their team on the team.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Still, I would say Melo, and I'm gonna go into the reason why. So, with Russ as the best player on my team, Russ, no matter what in this context, if we're talking about peak Russ, he's gonna be the number one decision maker, primary ball handler. He's gonna be the one that's controlling the offense and making all of the plays for the most part, even if he's not the best player, right? That's gonna be his role. And if he is the best player, well, we know it's gonna be OD then, right? He's going to be leading the team in shots, and he's going to be leading the team in usage, all that. Well, with Melo, like we've seen, so like as the best player on their teams, Russ has won 0 playoff series. Melo made it to a conference finals one time, right? He made his conference finals in 2009. They lost to the Kobe Lakers with Paul Gasol. They lost in 6 games. That team, he was the best player. Melo was the best player. The second best player was probably like an older Chauncey Billups. Billups was still really good.
He was still an all-star.
Yeah, I think he had like 18, 19 points a game that season. And so I'm looking at like, if I can get like a quality Michael Conley level point guard, somebody, or Chauncey Billups, somebody along those lines, somebody solid like that. And, give me some good defensive 3-and-D role players, and just like just like a solid defensive unit, like guys that can switch. I feel like you could find guys more like that to surround around Melo and have a legitimate, not like a superstar because Melo has to be the best player. So like, legitimate, like really good 2-way playmaking point guard, like a Chauncey Billups, like a Mike Conley, like one of those type of guys, right? And I feel like you could recreate that type of team, and I feel like you could have success with Melo as the best player. You could get further than I could with Russ being that ball dominant primary guard with surrounded by 3-and-D shooters. Because I guess if you surround the best team you could around Russ, it'd be like a lot of 3-and-D wings and maybe just like a
lob threat.
A lob threat, like a Steven Adams or a Clint Capella, or and so like it would probably be a better version of those OKC teams. We never got to see them with like legit 3-and-D, elite 3-and-D guys. You try and find those guys, but even then, I still feel like in the playoffs, I'm picking that best team I could build around Carmelo over the Russ team. I just don't feel like I don't trust Russ enough in those situations to not like just have those and we're gonna always come back to like his just his inability when it comes to just as a shooter, as teams like can just play off of him and exploit his weaknesses. Yeah, like of course, if you have shooters around him, then it's still going to be a problem though. Like he's going to be counted on to produce more. And I don't know if he can do it consistently. And I feel like Prime Melo can still get you buckets. He was not nowhere close to the playmaker that he's not. He was never really a good playmaker. He was a decent passer, but he could get you 30 to 40 points efficiently in any like just any random playoff game. He could absolutely do that. And if you have like solid defensive role players and a guard that can get you that 18 to 20, 5 to 7 assists.
Chauncey Billups.
I like my chances. And so yeah, that's I would say like that's my reason why I would go with Melo. But yeah. What's your take? What you feel on it?
I think what you say is like valid regarding picking, like, would you rather Melo over Russ? I definitely agree with the fact that Russ is a greater all-time player. Just like the things that he accomplished. He's a scoring champion, just like Melo, but he's an assist champion. He's an MVP. Played in the finals.
Just more accolades.
I disagree. Yes. I pick Russ, but I understand what you're saying. The thing is, Melo. Melo is just
I'm not a big Melo. Let me just get it off my chest. I'm not a big Melo fan either. Like Melo is one of those players. Like I actually think Melo. Let me actually just to be on like for the rest of people out there. I think Melo is to me he's the most overrated player probably of all time in the NBA. I think he's one of the most overrated superstars, if we're gonna call him that.
Yeah.
To ever play in the NBA. That's what I feel.
Yeah, I understand because when I asked somebody this question, they said, "Is that even a question?" I said, "So who you picking?" They said, "Melo." I said, "So why you said Melo?" They said, they told me because of his bag. I said,
which is also overrated, by the way, because this man did not have no crazy bag like that. He had the jazz step, hezzy,
spin,
mid range.
I mean, he had a nice bag. Yeah. He's a more polished scorer and everything. He's just a better he can score from wherever, like pretty well better than Westbrook, I would say for sure.
Oh, but absolutely.
But at their best, give me Westbrook, man, because I just believe in Westbrook. Like even as the best player on the team.
Okay.
I believe in Westbrook being a leader. At his prime, he was a better scorer than Melo. He was a better rebounder. He got more rebounds, at least I would say that.
Hold up. He a better rebounder, but score? I don't think that's right. No.
Melo, Melo never averaged 30 a game.
That's true.
Westbrook gave you like 31 a game. I believe his MVP year, and he
nope.
and that
yes
no. I think he won scoring champion twice.
He did win it twice, but this is where I'm gonna throw a little but on there because I think this is the problem. Is I know you saying that because he averaged 30 points or whatever. He had some more higher average.
31.6.
But like when it comes to like the efficiency of those scoring.
No. I understand that. But it's not like Melo. It's not like Melo was super efficient himself.
But relative to Westbrook, I think he was a lot more efficient. I have to go pull up the numbers, but yeah. I would be shocked if it's not like he better mid-range shooter, better three-point shooter, better free throw shooter. The only thing Russ probably maybe did better was maybe like finish maybe some years above the rim finish, but like or finishing the lane maybe.
I was looking like Melo's his highest scoring, most efficient season,
like 29 or something, right?
it was like in 2006, 2007 season. He gave you 28.9
28. Okay, so 20
on 48% from the field, which is great. But I don't believe that was his best though. I don't think he was at his best. I thought he was at his best in New York personally. So that's why I don't know if I want to include like just.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's just me.
I feel like in New York he starts to kind of get a little bit over the hill too. So it's kind of like, I don't know, maybe like that first year in New York, or maybe like 24. I think probably 2014.
It was the year when LeBron almost won unanimous MVP, but he didn't because somebody voted for Russ. I mean, not voted for Russ, voted for Melo, and Melo was on one. I think that's when he won the playoff series.
Yeah, it was 14.
It was 2012, 2013. And he won scoring champion. He gave you 28.7, basically 29 points a game. He gave you 45%, 7 rebounds.
Oh, yeah, you're right, because they beat the Celtics that year and they lost to the Pacers.
The Pacers. Yeah, they sure did. But I just believe the reason I would choose Russ, I just believe in his ability, and this is just a personal thing, just to get other guys to involved. Like with Melo, he kind of want to. He does kind of what KD wants to do. Just go out there and score. Now KD, he's so good. You like being that good, you have to be some type of like leader. And Westbrook, he's gonna score as much as Melo. Now, as efficient, no. But he's gonna go out there. He's gonna get buckets. At his best, he was a really good free throw shooter. I won't say really good, but he was a good free throw shooter.
Yeah, no, he was 80%.
Yeah, and he's gonna get his teammates involved, and he's gonna grab those boards. And I don't think they like both of them have like a lot of empty stats throughout their careers, but the fact that Westbrook, he's just at his best, he was just like an all around better player, like in every aspect. I would prefer him, and I look back to a time where Melo was on his team. Now Melo was way past his prime, but I thought that there was a time when Paul George he sold Russell Westbrook. Now the following year, Westbrook did the same thing to him, but I feel like they should have won that series. But Paul George, I think he was scored like 6 points or something like that, and like a game 6 versus Utah, and Russell Westbrook scored like 40 something.
Yeah, but Russ was also wilding in that series himself.
Yeah, but
he didn't. In the last couple of games, Russ like he went crazy.
Yeah, he stepped up,
but
especially
like
in game 5.
But those first 3 or 4 games, like I remember he had a game. I don't know if you remember. He had a game where he got outplayed by Ricky Rubio, and he fouled out. He fouled out.
Yeah, I remember.
And then he had another game like Donovan Mitchell like outplayed him like for the series.
Yeah, he did.
All right,
he did.
And so now I would do one caveat on this Russ and Melo thing, like one switch up, and it's like I guess I would probably be more specific. So if I don't know what the roster is, if it's just like any team, give me Russ over Melo. Okay, right?
Well,
if it's just like I'm gonna have like the same level talent, same kind of general level of talent on the Melo team and the Russ team.
In different positions, but the same amount of talent.
Yeah, then I'm going to say probably give me the Russ team because I think that Russ is more likely to get that team to the playoffs. Actually, I would say for sure Russ is more likely to get a team to the playoffs over Melo because Melo, that's the big problem that Melo had is he struggled to get teams to the playoffs in the bad Eastern Conference, right?
Yeah.
Like in a there was plenty of years like one of the reasons why I said that why I think that he's the most overrated player is because after he got traded from Denver to the Knicks, and I'm gonna find it because I remember I used to like something I used to like post when I was kind of trolling people. I'm gonna be honest, but like when I would post this, it was Melo. Basically, every single season after the trade from Denver to the Knicks, it was the record of the Nuggets and it was the record of the Knicks, right? And every single year, the Nuggets had a better record than the Knicks.
Yeah, and
every single year post Melo.
That, and I remember because that's when they got Gallinari, and they were still hooping. I think did they get Landry Fields? I want to say Landry Fields, but
they had
they
had
still
Lawson
had
when he
George
was
Karl.
still good. Yeah, they had Ty
Yeah.
Lawson when he was still good before he became an alcoholic.
Mm-hmm.
They had
Was Aaron Aflalo on that team?
Aaron Aflalo, yep. They had
I remember Aaron Aflalo. Yeah, he was
forgetting.
nice.
They had Nene when he was still good, like like when
Nene,
he was still
yeah.
like before he was washed. They had they had like a very good roster. Yeah, and so like
they did, and they used to compete.
But they had nobody that was but they had nobody close. Star. Yeah, nobody close to what was at least perceived as somebody on Melo's level. Nobody close, right?
Yeah,
and it wasn't just that they had better records, but it was like significantly better, and they were in a tougher conference.
Yeah, and some of those they able to remove you for supplementary pieces, and they better. It kind of speaks to your true value.
Yeah, they're better in a tougher conference, and you're worse in a weaker conference. And some of those years that you're worse, you don't even make the playoffs.
I mean, yeah, getting your numbers,
so it's
but
like, yeah, because there was I got to go check, but there was like probably like 4. I don't know how many years they missed the playoffs with the Knicks, like with Melo there. It was probably like 4 years, I believe. I know they made it the first couple for sure. I think they made it the first 3, but then they missed it like multiple years. Like they made it. I know they made it the first year because they got like blasted by the Heat.
Yeah,
the first year.
It was 2012. Yeah,
yeah,
I want to say 2012. No. That first year,
they didn't make it the first year. Who did they lose to then? Did they not make it? I thought they lost. I thought they got beat by the Heat.
They made the playoffs. They lost to. Let me see. Let's see how good my memory is. The second year they lost to the Heat in round 1.
So who did they lose to the first year?
They lost in 5. It may have been the Celtics. I think it was the Celtics actually, because you remember Paul Pierce hit a tough shot and Nate Robinson jumped all over him. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, I think that was.
I remember that.
That was goofy.
Yeah, he hit like a game winner in the Garden, and Nate Robinson tried to jump all over him, and he missed, and he fell on the ground. That was the first year. That was the first year. Second year, they lost to the Heat in 5.
Third year,
Chandler on this?
I think so.
But yeah, third year,
that's
when they won. That's when they finally won the playoff series.
Yeah.
And then after that, they was missing the playoffs.
Yeah. But yeah, and so like, yeah, that's just like him like as a leader of a team. Are trying to like carry a team. Melo was never somebody that carried a team. Melo was a superstar that if you could build the appropriate piece around him, then you can get the best out of him and it could elevate your team potentially. You could like highlight like what he does well is get buckets. If you can just supplement everything else, you could potentially, have a good season and get further into the playoffs. And you're not relying on him to make decisions necessarily and like make guys better, things like that. While Russ can like be a one-man band, throw a team on his back, go get 30-point triple doubles, and like he could eke out a lot of games.
He can get you to the dance. Now but for me though, so when I say like why I would take Melo though in the other aspect of like just like as the if player on my team, de facto GM or something. It's because I just like I feel like in the playoffs I'm just like I'm gonna be more nervous having Russ than having Melo because I'm not gonna be Melo's not gonna be my primary decision maker, right? He's gonna get the bucket. Like I'm gonna have a guard that's gonna have the ball and they're gonna get to Melo here and there, and Melo's gonna he's gonna take his shots and he's gonna miss it, he's gonna make it, whatever it's gonna be. I trust him to make it a decent amount more than I trust Russ to make the right decision. And so that's my position. I got you. That's understandable. That's. I mean,
I understand why you're saying that though, because like Melo just like he's never like he's never been a guy that just like makes people better like in any team he's ever been on. He's never been like a leader, even like on Russ's level.
Yeah.
Like Russ,
Just been a guy who loves like playmakers. That's what I value more, and I put above anything. But I think that was it. That's the only person I had. I mean, we talked about that yesterday about the prime thing. You had anybody else you want to do like a? Would you
Oh,
rather
I
with?
mean, like I guess you could say Allen Iverson or something. I was gonna say, but like I'm sure you're gonna. I'm sure
Oh,
you're gonna say. I'm sure you're gonna.
yeah, give me AI.
Okay.
Yeah, give me AI. He was just the way he scored. He I think he was able to do everything like leadership wise that Russ was able to do, and he was I pretty one of the he's one of the more like consistent scorers in NBA history. I wouldn't say the best due to his style of scoring and his efficiency, but like for his career he gave you like 26, 27 points a game. Like that's crazy, and he was able to lead his team to the finals. They both ended up winning MVPs. Um, it's not like easily AI. I just lean AI just because um he's they're a little similar in a way as far as not like play style, but as far as just like been like a one man band. But I seen AI take a one man band to the finals. Being one like he had like great defensive players around him. Don't get me wrong, but like being that guy, being that scorer, leading that team to the finals, that does it for me. On top of winning MVP,
Okay.
that would probably
Who do
who I
you
would choose.
have higher?
And AI one of my favorite players of all time, so I might be
Who
a
would
little
you
bit
have? Who
biased
would you
too.
have ranked higher all time?
AI, all right, AI higher. Yeah. I haven't made my all time list or anything. I feel like that they would be close by each other. If somebody puts Russ above him, I wouldn't. There's nothing to really argue much about. But I would just choose AI. I just feel like um he had more impact as the guy on a team than Russ did, and that's just pretty much it for me.
I'm very conflicted on this one. Like, actually, surprisingly, I think I actually would, and I've gone back and forth, and I think I would take Russ higher all time. Um, I do think I would rather have like AI in a playoff situation, but then at the same, and I'm all over the place with this one. I would take Russ. I would rather have Russ to carry my team. If like I just had like a random roster, I still would rather have Russ to try and carry that team to the playoffs. Because
Yeah.
I remember so many years, and I'd have to go check like how many, but I remember like AI missed the playoffs a bunch of times himself in the Eastern Conference, and it was like a bad Eastern Conference as well. It was like a really bad Eastern Conference. Now, of course, he has one season that's outshines any of Russ's because
Yeah, the iconic
was,
year.
yeah, he led that team to the playoffs. But if you take out that year, and I know it's like a big thing to take out that year because I mean that's like an MVP year, and he led them to the finals. But you look at all the other like regular seasons and playoff runs or whatever. I feel like Russ's rest of his career's resume or whatever is better as far as
Facts.
like year by year.
Facts.
Now, of course, we have years where he has KD on his team. That's a whole other argument. Like, of
Whole
course,
nother
that's really
argument,
bad.
yeah.
But
But there was a time when AI had Melo,
yeah,
but
and that did not work out.
Melo wasn't really stepping up to the plate. Now, I think that was due to the fact that they weren't really. I thought Chauncey Billups was a way better fit with
Yeah,
Melo
AI
than
they
AI.
were terrible chemistry. Them two, they basically were the
Exactly.
same. They basically were playing the same way.
Yeah, but AI
like
was just like 8 inches shorter than him. You
exactly. I
can't
remember
have two.
that was when they both had cornrows still too. Like they look like it was
Yeah,
like a mini me Mellow.
can't have two Melos or two Allen
Yeah.
Iversons on the
I
same
still remember
team.
that playoff series. They lost to the Spurs. The Spurs like picked them apart. Like
Yeah,
yeah, but yeah, like no, I think it's kind of a weird one. But I would probably take Russ to carry my team, and I would probably take Russ all the time. but I would take AI if like he had to be like in the playoffs to be my best player. I'll probably take AI, but it's like that's like I'm picking, really nitpicking with that. But yeah,
But those two players I really enjoy watching because they play with like a lot of they play like a lot of passion and a lot of heart.
yeah.
That's what I really like to see, especially like AI. That AI was like the first basketball player I ever
Oh yeah.
like knew. So yeah, this maybe I'm a little biased, but this
Oh no,
this
I mean
this
like
yeah, AI. He's yeah.
I used to actually the player that I used to compare Russ to. I mean, I don't anymore because he's all time better than this player, and he's just generally he's better than this player. I'm not going to disrespect him and say he's not. But like when Russ was like young, like those first 3 years in the league, probably like yeah, probably in the first 3 years, I used to say like he was like this, like he was like to the 2.0 of this guy. Who do you think? What player you think? He used to be a Rocket. What player you think I'm going to say that I thought
Don't
Russ
tell
was
me.
like I was like
Wait,
when
wait,
Russ came into the league, I was like Russ is like he is this guy 2.0, or he's like he reminds me a lot of this player. Fill in the blank. But who do you think it
a
was?
point guard,
Yeah. But I used
Steve
to say this.
Francis.
Yep, franchise. Yep. I used to get like a lot of vibes of like him and Steve Francis, and I think that they were very similar.
Franchise
I
too.
think even like in some ways, as as Russ got older and he still is better than him, he still think he has some Steve Francis in him in his game, and that's good and bad. But yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah,
the franchise too.
yeah. But man, when he fell off, like yeah.
Big
But
time.
anyways,
Yeah, I want you to start crying, Andrew.
man.
But yeah, that was fun, man. I really can't wait to see how this free agency stuff and this trade pans out.
I feel like this is going to be
Like
an ongoing thing for a while. It might be like the whole off season.
yeah, like some people expecting it to happen now, but like I don't think Brooklyn is in a rush really, especially with KD. Like they
Nope.
shouldn't be in a rush. It's not like he got like it was some report that he may even start the training camp on the team. So, I don't think they should be in a rush to try to
Nah, they got to get the
trade.
best deal because like this is like their whole entire franchise, like next like 10 years probably on the line right now. So
Like the next step. And the fact that the Timberwolves got like the Jazz got like 5 first round picks from the Timberwolves for Rudy Gobert. That complicated everything because you can't do nothing. You got to go higher. If we talking about KD, if the asking price is gonna be way higher now.
you would
That's
think.
just
I
what
mean, like,
that's the perspective around the league.
yeah, it would seem that way, but then like I wouldn't be surprised if like they don't get that much out of it, which is going to be crazy. But like, I'm still just baffled at like how much the Jazz were able to, how much they were able to get out of Gobert. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if the Nets can negotiate that.
But we're gonna see how everything pans out. That's a wrap for this episode. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Double Dribble Podcast. Peace.
Sir.